I'm dealing with a major issue with the cooling system again.
What the fuck is going on here?
In the last episode, I reached the end of the road. Now it's time to go back. It's another dusty day on the Dempster. Not a big fan, to be honest. It's a long drive. I mean, it's beautiful and everything, and it's interesting to see the landscape changing. Like in the north, you have all, it's like flat and grasslands, and then you go further south and you have like the permafrost forests, like really tiny, slow growing trees, and you go further south and you have some hills, and then the mountains start and the trees get bigger, and that's quite fascinating to see, but that is just long. The thing is, they have basically the same road in Alaska, and I had planned to do it, but it's another 900 kilometers just going north of the Arctic Ocean, and it's a dead end and you have to return the same way. In the moment I'm just not feeling it. I'm yearning to go to South America, Latin America, and drive shorter distances, see some culture, have some street food. Like, just a change. So I might skip the Dawson Highway in Alaska and head south from there. And to make things even more fun, I'm dealing with a major issue with the cooling system again. What happens is every morning when I check the coolant, I usually find this really full. Like sometimes it's full to the top. And when I check the radiator and the plug here, then it's empty, like for the first 10 centimeters. And when I open it up, then the coolant flows back from the tank to the reservoir. So for some reason it's pumping air into the radiator and keeping it here, which is not good. And because the pressure is so high, then I usually get a big major leak down in the hose here. which is of course also not good. Tried finding the root cause myself, but I just can't find it. So now I'm trying to get back to Dawson City. Maybe a mechanic can give me a tip or something. Otherwise, I don't know. Beautiful morning today. If it wasn't for that quarter take, you might actually enjoy it. Yeah, I've got 2 hoses left on it and it's still leaking like a waterfall at the moment, so I don't know what's wrong with it. Temperatures are in a good range, so it's very strange, very strange. How about you? Did you ever have to deal with car or engine issues while traveling? Leave me a comment down below. What a contrast to the dusty roads, huh? It's like a mini oasis. Just went on a little hike to break up all the driving, get some exercise in and see and do something different. But the trail is going to Grizzly Lake, which is probably really good, but it's 11k one way and 1,000 meters of elevation. Just too long, and it's really hot today, so I think I'm just gonna go to the viewpoint, have a look around there, head back to the car, and then continue driving to Dawson City and see if I can find some spare parts and maybe a mechanic I can talk to finally solve these coolant system issues. Made it. Really nice view of Tombstone Mountain in the background. I think Grizzly Lake is like at the bottom of it in that bowl. So it's probably really nice back there, but yeah, it's another 8 kilometers from here. I think I'm gonna stick with the view from here and then head back. arrived in Dawson City. Kind of cool, like I left it like in the gold rush days with all these wooden buildings and sort of dirt road, no asphalt, or the walkways are wooden boards. And it feels really old, so it's quite nice, but also feels a bit weird. There's no people here. It's a bit like a ghost town. I don't know. It was a nice little town, but I expected a little bit more, to be honest. Now the only question is, do I go gold panning tomorrow or not? And it's kind of like a very tourist thing to do, but it might be fun. But again, it might not be. So, I don't know. I'll have to sleep over it and decide in the morning if I want to spend money to probably find a few rocks or nothing else.
Here that's idling, and actually with the levers, your winch man is going to engage and disengage the brake and on board, and it was down in the hole, and that was to provide steam, not to generate. And dumping that in here, with the water being dumped in, it's rotating 7.8 revolutions a minute. Something like that would not fit on the White Pass Rail at St. Michael's, and put on barges pushed by stone.
Marvelous piece of technology. Just did a tour of Dredge No.4, the biggest dredge around here. Massive machines to get the gold out of the ground. Really interesting on here, the history of it. Now I'm just walking on the Discovery Trail, which is the claim where they found the first big gold around here on the Klondike. And which started the whole gold rush boom for Dawson City. There's not too much to see, but some info boards, and you can see the river here where it all started. So yeah, a lot of history around here. You like this episode so far? Why not give it a thumbs up? Help grow the channel. Just left Dawson City and I'm now on the top of the world highway on the last stretch to Alaska. It's only 121 kilometers from here to the border, but I think I will probably camp right before the border and then cross in the morning. But yeah, it's supposed to be a really good, nice drive because it's, as the name suggests, on the top of the world, like on the top of the mountains. But expecting some really good views. So, yeah. Let's see what we get. Just entered Alaska. A really small border post on the top of the mountains here. But of course the officers from the States gave me a hard time again about my old visa just expiring and why I want to come here and why I didn't get a real visa and what's stopping me from living here. It's really annoying. Luckily they let me in, but they also mentioned that when I come back from Canada and I want to cross the US to go to Mexico, they might not let me in again. So yeah, every time the same game. Okay. Just in America. And my cooling issues seem to continue, and they seem to be getting worse. But it's fine if I bleed the coolant system in the morning and keep driving as long as I'm driving. But if I turn the engine off, not every time, but quite a few times now, I can hear gurgling sounds like air and water moving in the coolant system. Some of the times when I start the engine again and drive off, I only get cold air from the heater. That means there's air in the heating system and not hot water. It's a really good indicator if something is wrong with the cooling system. So that I have to immediately stop and bleed the system again, and I can keep driving. But apparently turning the engine off is not a really good idea at the moment. So I wanted to camp at a spot a bit back, but I decided to keep driving and find a spot with the internet. So I can do some more research what the fuck is going on here. Something is definitely wrong. But everybody I talk to has no idea. Like, the usual suspect is the head gasket. I'm not so sure because it doesn't smell of exhaust. The engine is not getting too hot. It's a little bit hotter than it should be, but it's not a major issue. Yeah, not sure. Something is wrong. So I've got a theory what is wrong with my coolant system. I think the coolant tank cap is not holding the pressure anymore, because the last couple of times I opened it there was barely any pressure left, and I just parked the car and the engine is hot, and I can hear some noises coming from the cap, like air getting out of it. Now I'm gonna try to open it, which is something you usually should do because the engine is really hot. So in a normal case there would be a lot of pressure on the system, and you got to be really careful not to spray the coolant in your face and burn yourself, but I've got a theory that this is not the case. Let's have a look. Can you hear the noises? That's also something that shouldn't happen. Let's have a look. There's some pressure and you can hear the weird gurgling sound. More pressure than I thought. The last time I opened it there was almost none. Maybe it's because the engine was quite hot. These noises, I don't know what is happening. You can see the tank is almost full to the top, and it should be like half full. So yeah, if this is a cap just for this engine, then it's going to be really difficult to get one around here. But I'm gonna try to find out. Maybe it's a cap Land Rover used in also the gasoline engines. If it is, then maybe I can get it around here because the gas engines were sold around here, and maybe a Range Rover or something else. Unfortunately, the part shop is already closed. I have no internet and there's no Wi-Fi around here, so I can't Google it. But tomorrow the part shop is open, and tomorrow hopefully my SIM card is activated so I can check myself online. Until then, I'm going to buy some beers and spend the night at this gas station convenience store parking lot. Very romantic.